The Premier says schools are safe. Toronto's medical officer of health has decided to close them. All elementary and secondary students there will now switch to online learning only beginning tomorrow. Also tonight, the health minister is commenting on a decision in Niagara to start vaccinating school staff. Matt Ingram is following all of this for us tonight and joins us live in studio. Matt.
Taz, Toronto is the third community to announce an end to in-person learning this week, joining Peel and Wellington, Dufferin, Guelph, who made the decision yesterday. Toronto Public Health says the spread of the virus in the city has never been greater. 55 Toronto schools are currently in outbreak, and just last night, 20 schools were ordered closed due to COVID-19 investigations. The city explaining today's decision, writing, "Unfortunately, current circumstances require that difficult decisions must be taken locally to protect all those in our school communities, including students, teachers, and staff. It will last until after spring break, but could be extended." Now, this decision comes after the Premier once again doubled down on his government's message that schools remain safe at a news conference this afternoon.
We're looking at 98.5%, almost 99% of the schools are currently open. 99.88% of students do not have active cases. 99.32% of students have never reported a case of COVID.
Authorities in Niagara are also concerned about the situation in schools, but just like here in Hamilton, they are not moving to remote learning only. Instead, Niagara announcing today that 9,000 school staff and childcare workers in the region have been prioritized for vaccinations, with the majority expected to be completed over the spring break. Appointment booking will start this Friday, and teachers, early childhood educators, staff at licensed childcare centers, as well as bus drivers and custodial, cafeteria, and administrative staff are all eligible. Niagara Region says the decision was due to risk factors in childcare and school settings, like exposure to infection and transmission in a congregate setting. Nearly a quarter of Niagara's COVID-19 outbreaks are connected to childcare centers or schools. Niagara's public and Catholic school boards are applauding the plan, saying this will help keep kids in class amid a rise in student cases.
Probably the risk that's the greatest is the risk of disruption to schooling and the impact it has on student mental health, on behavior, developmental health. And so we're trying our best to keep our schools in school learning as best we can. And by vaccinating our staff that are working with children, I know that public health has recognized that this might be one way to prevent those disruptions. We are seeing more and more cases in our schools this spring versus last fall. Some more examples of transmissions within schools.
Our Queen's Park producer Randy Rath asked the province if Niagara Region Public Health was wrong to do this, since it doesn't follow provincial vaccination guidelines. The health minister didn't answer directly, but talked about the government's plan to prioritize teachers during phase 2 of the vaccine distribution plan. Take a listen.
Our plan currently calls for people to be vaccinated based on age and risk. And so there are many people who are not able to work from home. Teachers are one of those groups.
The education minister released a statement this afternoon saying schools are safe, reinforcing the Premier's message earlier today. The province says further measures to strengthen student and staff safety can be expected following the spring break.